Oh, there's more history to tell all the time. I'm on Tunnel Hill Road between Oxford and Washington. I believe this section here is technically Mansfield Township. And you're going to notice this section of road is really flat until it gets right over here and dips down all of a sudden to Route 31. It's not all that well known. This is railroad bed. So, Delaware-Lackawanna and Western Railroad, built as the Warren Railroad. When the tunnel was built, it's right down here. You look straight down into that pit right there. That's where the Oxford Tunnel is. What's considered the railroad east portal. It's actually more south than anything else. Before that tunnel was finished in 1862, this was the railroad. Tunnel Hill Road. So, you'll notice some of this section here is super flat. That's why. So, we're walking on the right-of-way. And a lot of the land up here, parallel with us, is part of Peak West Wildlife Management Area. So, this was built as a temporary track. The tunnel was already under construction, but they wanted the traffic to start as soon as possible. So they built this. We're on a gradual downgrade here. It broke off of what would be the main line below the tunnel over here, maybe a mile down. There's an old farm overpass, and that's where the original 1856 track broke away from the 1862 track. So you can still see some remnants of where that was if you were to walk down in there. Some of that right-of-way is state park land down there, some of it's not. So I don't encourage anybody to go down and trespass there. But this road was built right on the right-of-way for a little ways here. And as we come up here around this corner, you'll start to see a little bit of the grade is gonna be visible on the left, because the road was kind of cut down a bit. So when it broke off of the main line, it came out through fields over here in this direction, and then it came out across this road further up in the middle of cornfields and stuff. You wouldn't even be able to recognize it out there. There's an island of trees out in those fields that are going to be on the left side of the road up ahead, and a little bit of the right-of-way still exists in there. Then it makes its way out before crossing over onto this road. There's a driveway just up ahead called Jost Drive. Much of Jost Drive is built on the original right-of-way. So we're gonna walk up to where we can see that. Back in the other direction, towards 31, and that dip that we pointed out here, the construction of Route 31 and subsequent widenings of it have destroyed all of the remnants of that right-of-way around the corner through Van Nest Gap. But once you get over to the Welcome to Oxford sign further up, and as I've shown in another video, it becomes apparent out in those woods there. Then it goes up onto Academy Street into Oxford, weaves around again before making its final descent back to the later right-of-way. So this is pretty obscure history. You can actually see some of this right-of-way in the 1874 Beers Atlas of Warren County. This section would have been abandoned by that time, but I suppose the surveys for that must have started back when this still existed, since they did make it to the more outset version of the maps, but the insets of Oxford Furnace itself do show right-of-way, old railroad right-of-way on Academy Street. So we're coming up on Jost Drive here. Now you can see these big rocks over here, and then you'll see a little bit of the right-of-way, because we're going downhill, but the railroad bed is built up right here to the left. See, there's the Peak West sign. And that's your railroad bed right there. It drops a little bit on the other side, so it's much more apparent as having been the railroad. And here is Jost Drive. You can see right over there where it levels off and where the gate is. It's a private road. That is where it goes in. When Mr. Jost used to live back there, he gave us permission to actually hike it, so I did go back and take photos of it. Would have been in 2004 or 5, so you can find those on the page here. Thanks for watching.